Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The fear tactics of doom and gloom are upon us again. So if he is putting a date on this and he knows it's going to happen, that means it's intentionally being done. Be afraid. Be very afraid. You do not want to miss this. How are you guys all doing? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man. Appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to view my content. Make sure that you're following me on all the platforms above and below. Hitting this like button right here is how my content can consistently be recommended to you, and it helps push my content out in a YouTube shadow banning algorithm world. Do not forget that if and when you do subscribe to the channel, to hit that bell notification and turn on all notifications after that bell releases another little box that you can click on. That way, when I post, you should get notified. I don't care what YouTube says about the whole 3 video thing. I'm still going to post because that's crazy. Yeah, if you don't know, YouTube tells me that if I post 3 videos in a day, they will alert you guys. But if I post more than 3, they will stop alerting you after the 3rd video. But I'm going to do it anyway. So, guys, we got to talk about this because this came to my attention. Shout out to my family down there in Florida. Lorraine Shaw Hudson, who was a trainer down there. Mike Walker Fitness. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate it. I don't know if you still do it, but if you live in Panama City, you can probably catch Lorraine running up and down 77. She still does it. But anyway, this has been brought to my attention, ladies and gentlemen, and it is quite disturbing. And yet at the same time, it should be eye-opening. Okay? So let's get ready to discuss this. So this doctor who has his own scene. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The Fauci hokey pokey clot shot. Watch what he has to say on this, and we're going to talk about this because this is just crazy. Okay? Watch this.
We have some big picture stuff coming down the pike starting on January 21st. Mentioned H5N1, that I'm really worried about. It's all over wild birds on the western part of the United States and going up in the north. It's getting into the poultry, and that's just the beginning. We have another major coronavirus likely brewing, but there's still more. We know that we have a big problem with mosquito transmitted viruses all along the Gulf Coast where I am here in Texas. So we're expecting dengue and possibly Zika virus coming back, or a Puche virus, maybe even yellow fever. And there's more. Then we have all this sharp rise in vaccine preventable diseases going up because of, in part, the anti-vaccine activism that's so prominent right now. We have a 5-fold rise in pertussis cases, whooping cough over the last year, 15 measles outbreaks this year. We've got polio that's been in the wastewater in New York State. All that's going to come crashing down on January 21st on the Trump administration. We need a really, really good team to be able to handle this.
Ladies and gentlemen, can y'all explain to me how he would know that this is going to happen unless he has something to do with it? I wanted you guys to pay attention to a lot of the wording that was said in this video. I mean, you really need to pay attention to what was being said here. You want to know why? Is because, to me, it sounds like somebody got something that somebody has that can seriously push this stuff on us. If y'all don't know about the last 4 years of that thing going around our country, and we know that the report has got released and we know what happened, where it came from, we know that the only way to get a emergency use act passed is because you have to actually show that there is no other therapeutics or medicines that can combat the Fauci hokey pokey clot shot demic that was going around, that 19 that was going around. And so there were things out there that were able to help, and it actually shows right now that they do better than the Fauci hokey pokey clot shot. One of them has like the mectin in it. One of them has like a hydroxy in it. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all should know what I'm talking about by now, but I can't say certain things. You have to do what the WHO tells you to do and what the CDC tells you to do. Anyway, my point in saying all that is that if those things were proven, which they are proven now, but if they were proven during the time that the Fauci hokey pokey clot shot, the 3 different ones that were out there, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, that they were out there, if they were being proven that the other things, the methane and hydroxide, blah, 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 were working, they could not have been able to use that scene as an emergency use. Yeah. And that's why everybody was against it. They was, that's horse tranquilizer. Who would do such a, that black African lady said the high, stupid. They're gonna, what do you mean immune system? Nobody has one of those. We don't know what the lymph system is for. We don't know what the, who would, The only thing that can protect you is the Fauci ouchie hokey pokey clot shot, which it didn't. So anyway, my point is saying that, hey everybody, so I'm interrupting this real quick just to let you guys all know, those of you that have been asking how can you help and how can you donate towards the children to help children have Christmas, the ones that are involved under the mentorship of me, you can easily do it by donating to my PayPal or the Cash App right up there. And again, let me reiterate this, folks. I don't want you guys to feel any pressure. If you do, great. If you do not, great. I just want you guys to know that window is open right there for the ones who keep texting me, the ones who keep emailing me. That way everybody else can see it as well. It does not matter because I make sure that the kids get taken care of anyway. But some of my subscribers who have been consistently and have been loyal in donating there, I know you guys always ask me to remind you to do it. So here is your reminder. And everybody else, to the rest of you, no matter what you do, whether you do or don't, I hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas. Why all of a sudden we getting ready to get the doom and gloom? Why all of a sudden? It's as if somebody is saying they're going to release things or things. I mean, this man literally said it's in the water. It's here. How do you know that, sir? Who put it there? How did it get? All of a sudden, there's just going to be a rise of stuff coming up, right? All of a sudden. So pay attention to the wording. We're going to listen to this again. Hit that like button while you guys read it, if you don't mind.
There's stuff coming down the pike starting on January 21st. Then,
number one. Sir, how do you know what's coming on January the 21st? That specific day. Like, how do you know it's coming unless you got something like a jar of whatever it is and y'all just going, are y'all putting it in planes with the chemtrails? I mean, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? How do you know it's going to be specifically on that day? Keep listening.
H5N1, that I'm really worried about. It's all over wild birds on the western part of the United States and going up in the north. It's getting into the poultry. And that's just
how? How and why is it getting into the poultry? What are we injecting into our meats that's getting into the poultry? We know, I'm telling you right now, we know what's about to happen. People are not falling for this stuff anymore. They are not falling for it anymore. Folks are not swayed by the media, even like what he's saying right now. If there is to be a uprising, especially on the 21st, we know that there are going to be things that are going to be intentionally done or released from certain places, something that starts with the L and rhyme, y'all know it rhymes with the muscles in your stomach. It rhymes with ab. These are your abs. Put an L in front of that. Yeah, because you can't say certain things if y'all not catching on to code right now. I'll say it slow for the people that say I talk too fast. There's a word to start with an L, and it rhymes with abs. Okay? Are these places all over in different places that y'all just going to let stuff out? Otherwise, why isn't it happening right now? We're seeing an uptick. Why is it just the day that Trump or when Trump gets into office that all of a sudden these things are just going to come out? They just waiting. We are the diseases. We are the illnesses. We are the viruses. We are the bacteria. When Trump gets in there, we don't like him. Let's go and get it then, boys. Come on, man. Keep listening.
Just the beginning. We have another major coronavirus likely brewing, but
how come this can't be labeled misinformation and disinformation? How do you know it's another one brewing? And let me tell you guys, what do you mean another one? So let me break something down to you guys. When you go through things like cytology, virology, you will learn that if a virus mutates, the virus becomes weaker. The only way a virus is going to be stronger and do something that it doesn't do in nature is because you're going to give it something called GOF, gain of function. That means it's gained the function that it never had. That means it's gained the function that it did not naturally have. And the only way to do that is for any type of human interaction, period. Again, the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3. If there's any doctor out there that disagree with me, I'll be happy to debate you on this stuff all day long. If there's anyone out there, like, I don't care if you're a virologist, immunologist, we can debate this all day long. A virus, when it mutates, typically get weak. So yeah, well, it's more contagious, but as far as the severity goes, it weakens. Anyway, let's keep going.
There's still more. We know that we have a big problem with mosquito-transmitted viruses all along the Gulf Coast.
Oh, you mean the one that Bill Gates was talking about? You mean those mosquitoes that Bill Gates is talking about, how they're going to release those particular mosquitoes? I'm not stupid. I keep up on things. Yes, Bill Gates announced certain mosquitoes and all this stuff like that they're going to release. And why are these mosquitoes all from a lab? And what do these mosquitoes have in them? Anyway, keep going. Keep that in mind. I want y'all to keep this in mind, because as long as this video stays there, we can always reflect and go back to it.
Where I am here in Texas, so we're expecting dengue and possibly Zika virus coming back, or a Puche virus.
Coming back how? For what? Oh, scare y'all into getting those Fauci out your hokey pokey clock shots.
Yellow fever. And there's more. Then we have all this sharp rise in vaccine preventable diseases going up because of.
Now, I'm not against vaccines at all, nor am I against your immune system. So when you say vaccine preventable diseases, you mean like the 19? Oh, you mean like the Omicron? Oh, you mean like the other one, the other little names they gave? Boosters and stuff, right? So if you have been vaccinated and you were like an 80s babies, a 70s babies, or a 60s baby, you've been vaccinated and all that, why would you be worried about anything? Because you're protected, right? Oh, there's going to be another uprise. There's going to be an uptick, ladies and gentlemen. You better watch out, because you can take these diseases that the vaccines can protect you from. But again, what makes these people pissed off is that guys, this was just years of revelation. We collectively have lost our trust in pharmaceuticals. We have lost our trust in a lot of medicines. We have lost our trust in vaccines. We have lost our trust in the government. We lost our trust in our education. We lost our trust in the federal government. We lost our trust in school systems, a lot of things. So all they're trying to do is push this rhetoric to scare us back into it. And since we are calling the bull crap on it, we say, nope, the curtain's open. We know that there's a fake person. There's no real wizard. And if something should happen, that means somebody is in control of something and they are deliberately spreading. There's no way that all of a sudden in January, which is going to be the coldest month, what diseases can survive out there in those temperatures like that, depending on what side of the world you on, right? And typically, if you right now, where we learn in medicine, if you get colds and flus and things like that, you don't get it from going outside. It ain't floating in there. You just get it. No, a lot of times you're going to get it from somebody else that contracted it somewhere else. And the reason why a lot of people do get sick, for example, in the household, if you know that a parent, you or your child, if they get a severe cold or a flu, something like that, it's a good chance the rest of the family is going to get, unless they take great precautions, like washing their hands, not being in close contact, not being in the same room, not allowing that child or that person to go into different rooms, food being brought to them. They stay in that one room, isolated until they get better. Once they do get better and the symptoms are completely gone, you open up the window in there, nobody sleeps in that room, let it all air out, wipe everything down, sanitize things down, put stuff on, wash clothes properly. If you go to those extents, which I do in my house, nobody else will get sick. But at the same time, the fact that you were in the house, most of us got things in there where there's moisture, air, your house temperature is turned on, where these diseases, these diseases and these viruses, things like that, they can survive at certain temperatures. And if they're in a nice warm temperature, especially like bacteria, where they can just grow, whatever like that, and they can stay live longer, they will circulate throughout the house, because their house is recirculating things. And if they don't get caught in the proper filtration system, they can just be recycled through the house and blown out of a different vent, and you can possibly end up inhaling it and becoming sick yourself. That's how a lot of this stuff works. But just to be out in public, the only way you're going to get something like that is if somebody spraying something just like that 19 is spread. Come on now. And I must tell y'all, I didn't get any of it. I didn't catch the 19 at all. But let's keep going.
In part, the anti-vaccine activism that's so prominent right now.
And just to let y'all know, I'm not anti-vaccine. I'm not vaccinated. My wife's not. My son's not. I'm not. And I won't. Period. So you're telling me, yeah, I practically worked in hospitals all my teenage life, from going around doing EKGs, from being a unit secretary, a tech, to working anyway, point in saying that is a hospital is one of the most germ-filled places you can go to. Anybody that's worked with me from the time they knew me when I first started in the hospital, to see me go through med school, to see me coming out, graduating, doing my thing in hospitals, and to the position that I am right now as a director, will tell you, I can't name no time where Ty got severely sick or really sick at all. I'm not special. I just do what we learn. I take universal precautions, and I definitely will attribute this to the way that I actually take care of myself in regards to what I put in my body. And I tell you guys all the time, I eat 80% really good, 20% bad. And that 20% bad usually will fall on the weekend. But other than that, I eat once a day. And when I do eat, most of the stuff that I eat is going to be how it comes from the ground. It's going to be straight out the ground. It's going to be something that I might get from the local farmers. It's going to be something that's going to be most organic as can possibly be. Yes, I look at the numbers on those little stickers to make sure it's organic and not pesticide spray, blah, blah, blah. I do my best to get highly fresh, live, nutrient-dense fruits and vegetables. And when I do eat them, most likely they're not cooked. I eat almost everything raw besides the meat. Weekends, I eat what I want. I eat bad is what I tell people. Yes, I do eat out. I do eat different things, but that's only that. That's why I say I eat 20% good. 20% bad and 80% really good. I also do other things. I'm not going to get into it, but that's why I attribute that to my health. And I survived this worst demic that we've ever had in the history of the world without a notion of nothing. And those that work with me from Chicago, Central Illinois, through St. Louis will tell you, no, I can't say when this happened to Ty at all. Anyway, let's keep rolling.
We have a 5-fold rise in pertussis cases, whooping cough over the last year, 15 measles outbreaks this year. We've got polio that's been in the wastewater in New York State. All that's going to come
in the wastewater.
Crashing down on January 21st on the Trump administration. We need a really, really good team to be able to handle this.
So you could take this two ways, ladies and gentlemen. We could take this as if something is going to happen, but yet at the same time, I told you I like to look at things in various perspectives. Or you could take this and say, because all those things are here right now and they're happening right now, then when January 1st comes, Trump is going to be responsible for it. For example, like right now, you could say the economy is going to be this. The inflation is going to be this. Work is going to be this. The employment rate is going to be this. And that's going to happen all on the 21st, meaning all that stuff is going to happen to Trump, means he's going to have to deal with it. It's already here, but he's going to have to deal with it once he gets sworn in. So it could mean that, but at the same time, like I said, if we are not talking about that right now, if it's not in the news right now about all these different illnesses that he's talking about, and I'm gonna let y'all know right now from in Illinois, from what I'm hearing about in Florida, Missouri, I'm not seeing and hearing about no upticks in these different areas at all. I'm not seeing that right now, thank God, which we know it may increase, but right now we don't even have an influx of a bunch of flu cases or anything coming into the clinics or anything like, COVID killed all that. So I'm just saying, anyway, again, folks, let's not fall for the doom and gloom. We are a very, very unique and special nation. We know that should certain things come, we will be able to be provided for. I'm not going to be in a panic. And whatever new news I get, you guys know when it comes to medicine, I will present that to you and let you know what we're seeing, just like I'll let you guys all know whenever that thing was going around, that 19 and all that. So anyway, what are your thoughts on this? Leave them in the comment section after this video. Do not panic. Do not be scared, because that's one thing that people can control you off of is fear. If you survived and you're here right now, the Fauci ouchie hokey pokey clot shot demic, then surely this other stuff he's talking about is going to be a walk in the park. Don't forget to leave your comments down below and do what you see in that cloud right there, if you would, please. In the next video that I will be doing in chronological order is going to be up here. Things that I do as a right on this channel will be right here. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. And most of all, I pray every last one of you guys are in great health mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.